So, Joe, tell me, what would you say are the top issues you see since you've been here and that you're running into on a regular basis?
I mean, the main issues I see is, poor maintenance schedules, not hitting on your 15,000 mile oil change, not greasing, properly. I mean, if you're not greasing stuff, man, that's the thing that saves me in the end. It saves you money. I'll do kingpins, I'll do all that stuff, slack adjusters, but grease is, it's your best friend, not doing your oil changes, you run them out and you end up burning a ton of oil. Your rings start getting, worn and stuff like that. That oil has nowhere to go but into your DPF, and then we get, you end up replacing a DPF. It could be up to $3,000 to $5,000. Still in that same aspect of, going back to preventative maintenance, not doing that, you have an EGR that goes bad, or an EGR cooler, and a valve.
So let me ask you real quick on the oil changes. I'm a driver going down the road. Okay, I hit 15,000. Well, I'll stretch it. So then I hit 20,000 miles and I stretch. Well, what's 25 at that point? I mean, how crucial is that interval change? And that's downtime. I'm losing money every time.
Yeah.
And how quickly can you turn it if it's as simple as that versus I ran it so long that there's some other major issue now? What are my pros and cons, and what am I looking at?
When you start running out into them, 20 and 25,000 mile oil changes, that oil is just broke down to where, it just starts passing by, your rings and stuff like that, and it plugs up your DPF. You hit it on a 15,000 mile service, it, prevents all them big ticket items from, replacing a DPF or a turbo or something like that. It all goes back to, hitting your preventative maintenance. Compared to, a couple $1,000 service, you do that, you're, say three times a year, depending on how many miles you're running, it totally cuts the cost of a $15,000 turbo, and you still got to do an oil change on top of that. So you might as well do it right the first time, and then you're not, it doesn't cost you in the end. You're do the little things and everything else works out. It's one of them things. A service is key. Preventative maintenance is key to keeping your truck on the road. Oil change, grease, checking your brakes, all that stuff matters. And in the end, you don't have the downtime. You don't have the replacing the big ticket parts, and then hit it with our slit slayer, and, once a year, you're not doing all that stuff. Until next time, remember, get the shit out of your engine.